The Book Snob book tag coming up. Welcome to Book Your Imagination. My name is Anne. I have been seeing this fantastic tag going around booktube called the Book Snob book tag. This tag was created by Tia and all the books, and I decided to do it. Nobody tagged me. There are 7 questions, and this is just going to be kind of low-key, one of those that I'm going to try and do in a single take. If you've watched my channel, you know that that doesn't happen very often, and probably as I start asking and answering these questions, you'll figure out why, because I get a little tongue-tied and anyway, let's get started with the questions. Question 1, adaptation snob. Do you always read the book before you see the movie? No, and sometimes I would rather not read the book. When Me Before You came out, I was kind of interested in the story, and I had been seeing it on Goodreads and on YouTube, and I was interested in the story, but I didn't want to read the book. So I was super happy when the movie came out. Sometimes I have read the book before the movie came out. Those times it's kind of unfortunate because I can't tell if I would really like the movie because there are no surprises in it. And it happens, but very rarely. I will sometimes read the book after I've seen the movie. So no, I don't have to read the book before I see the movie. Question 2, format snob. You can only choose one format in which to read books for the rest of your life. Which do you choose? Physical books, ebooks, or audiobooks? Well, that's a no-brainer for me. I do all my reading on my Kindle, so this is the format that I choose to read for the rest of my life. I really love Kindles for a lot of reasons, but one of them is I can take this on my vacation with me, and I have my entire library, so I can read anything. I don't have to worry about lugging books around. Also, if you've ever moved with a collection of books, books are heavy. Yeah, I love my Kindle for a lot of reasons. All right, question 3, ship snob. Would you date or marry a non-reader? Absolutely, but he does have to have some hobbies of his own, so he can go off and do those hobbies, and I can be reading. Question 4, genre snob. You have to ditch one genre, never to be read again for the rest of your life. Which one do you ditch? For me, that's pretty easy. It would be horror. I am just not a horror genre fan. Question 5. Uber genre snob. You can only choose to read from one genre for the rest of your life. Which genre do you choose? That one is actually a little bit harder. If I could only read one genre, I tend to stay in a pretty narrow segment of genres. Science fiction, fantasy, contemporary mystery, suspense, thriller, and romance. And a lot of those cross genres. So I think if I could only choose one, I think it would be romantic suspense, because that has the romance in it. You've got some mystery and thriller elements in it. So even though it's a single romance genre, it covers a lot of what I already read. So that's what I would choose to read, romantic suspense. Question 6. Community snob. Which genre do you think receives the most snobbery from the bookish community? On BookTube, I can't say that I think any genre does. We are all readers, and we respect what each other reads, so I don't think there's a lot of snobbery on the bookish community. But I think in general, the romance genre gets a lot of flack. I mean, people just look down on you if you read romance. And that ties into the next question, which is snobbery recipient. Have you ever been snubbed for something that you have been reading or for reading in general? And the answer to that is absolutely. And one of the reasons I started my BookTube channel, my friends, these are my friends, would say to me, I wouldn't be caught dead reading that book. And it's okay if you don't like the genre, that's fine. If you don't want to read it, that's fine. But that was like super insulting. And this is from my friends. So, for a long time, I was just kind of a closet reader. I wouldn't read in public, or if I read in public, it would be someplace where I knew I wouldn't be seeing my friends. I would never talk about my books, and nobody should feel like that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with reading, or reading romance, or reading anything, even horror. So that is the Book Snob book tag. Thank you so much to Tia from Tia and All the Books for creating this, and thank you for watching. Cheers!